Well, we were kind of talking about it heading over here. How exciting is this time of year for you guys?
This time of the year, it's the best time of the year for all of us. I feel like as a team, we love to be together, and going to the state tournament is just an extension to being together, getting to stay together and getting to play and all focus on that one goal.
Is there anything you like specifically about Owensboro, or just being there in the state tournament?
Probably just being there in the state tournament, and I know we've already requested that we have conjoining rooms so that more of us can be together, and we always like to decorate the doors, do a lot of team bonding, and I think this year that's what is the strongest in our team. Our connection has been great, and it's even stronger as the years have gone by. This year is by far the strongest we've been.
I know you kind of said it there, but how would you describe the bond that you guys have as a team?
We are best friends. Our team is a family, and it's not just even in the seniors, it's the younger girls too. We love to have a good time in the dugout, and when we're warming up for games, all of it. It's just a great time overall.
Do you think that friendship translates out onto the field?
I definitely think it does. I think communication on the field is one of the greatest things that you have to accomplish, and I think our team does that well.
I've got to ask. I asked Gracie this when I interviewed her after that Ashland game. The chants and the cheers that you guys have in the dugout, are those scripted, and how long does it take you guys to come up with those?
Some are scripted, some aren't. Some are the ones that we've done since Little League, but we all like to do them, and then sometimes we're just in there yelling on each other and all that.
Does that pump you up when you're at the plate and your teammates are in the dugout yelling for you?
Yeah, it does. I love to hear my teammates screaming for me. It gives me that sense of they're cheering me on, and even if I mess up, I know that it's okay because my team has my back.
Heading into the state tournament, you guys absolutely dominated in the regional tournament. How did you think about the way that you guys played in regions?
Region was, I think, one of the best times we've played. I think that before we knew that we could do it, but in softball sometimes it just doesn't happen, and then we went in and ended up scoring 10 or more runs on every team, and I think that's a great way to go into the state tournament.
I know you probably get asked about Montana a lot, but she was really impressive in that tournament when teams threw to her, that is.
Yeah.
What did you see from her to be able to have that success at region?
I think that she's definitely a scary batter to throw against, but sometimes you just have to, and she always comes through with that. I think that having her as a teammate is one of the greatest things, and playing behind her is amazing. I think that letting her know that we have her back, it helps her as a pitcher as well.
You guys have played a really tough schedule all throughout the season. How do you think that's prepared you? And then even looking back on the past state tournaments, how do you think that's prepared you for one last go at it?
I think we're definitely well prepared and better prepared this year. The teams that we've played, a lot of teams we will see at the state tournament, and we know what they have to offer. I think that the past years in the state tournament, we have got a feel for our nerves aren't there, and we're just ready to play rather than being nervous and kind of scared.
Are you approaching things any differently this season where you're a senior, or are you still going to go about things the same way?
I think the determination is definitely higher. I think that in the previous years we've always said it's okay, we'll get it next year, but this year this is the final ride, and we know that we have to get it done.
If you could only listen to one song in pre-games before the game the rest of your career, what would you pick?
I think as a team we like to listen to Soulja Boy because we can dance to it and it gets us all pumped up, and we've done that for years. So.
Any certain Soulja Boy song, or?
No, Crank That.
Crank That, yeah. Okay. Well, you got to go with that.
Yeah.
So can any of your teammates do the Crank That dance?
We all do.
All of them? Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that takes me back to middle school. That was Soulja Boy was, man. Okay, here's another one for you, too. You can only eat one traditional ballpark food for the rest of your life. Hot dog or nacho, something like that. What would you pick and why?
A pickle.
Pickle?
Because, I don't know. I kind of have a weak stomach, but pickles are my favorite, and it never makes me sick, so I always eat a pickle before a game, usually, if I do eat anything.
Who would you say is the goofiest player on the team, if you could pick one?
I don't know. We're all pretty goofy.
That's probably the hardest question yet.
I really don't know.
It's a tie, everyone.
Yeah.
I know Jay Downs. I'm sure you know him very well. He was talking with me, and he said that you guys have some pranks, and you like to photobomb him. Is that something that you just do to him, or is that something you do to everyone?
I think we would do it to anybody if we got the chance. But we know that he's got the camera out ready for everything, so we always try to get behind the pictures.
Do you guys have any pranks that you play on each other or your coaches or anything like that?
Well, we've had a few in the past. I know we found the spotter one time in the dugout, and we put it in the book so that when Kevin opened it up, it would be there, and it looked pretty real, and it got him. But any chance we get, we would do anything.
Well, this is a more serious question for you. What does this team and this community mean to you as a whole?
This team, to me, means everything. I know that, whenever I come down here, I come in my off time, and I'm working for myself, but I know in the back of my head that this is what I want to do for my team. Softball isn't what I've chose to carry on my career with, but when I'm going to be down here doing it, I'm going to be giving it 100%. And this community has showed us so much love, and I know this year they have packed the stands every game. When we went to Louisville, that's all I seen was our fans. It hasn't been a one-time thing. It's been every game, and they have showed us so much support, and I couldn't thank them enough for that.
Before I let you go, we mentioned Kevin. Is there anything you'd like to say to him?
Kevin has been such a big part of our ride, and he has been so upbeat, so encouraging, and just gave us nothing but positive words, and I want to thank him for that.
Well, first off, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. What are your plans after practice to celebrate?
Well, after practice, I think we're all going to Olive Garden, mostly the team, for a dinner. So.
Does Olive Garden have cake?
I think my mom's bringing one.
Okay.
But, yeah.
What kind of cake is your favorite?
That's a hard one. I like upside down pineapple cake. I don't know. Sometimes they're too rich, but peanut butter is my favorite. So.
Do you think that's what's going to be on the menu tonight?
Probably. My mom knows me pretty well.
So, are you more of a middle piece person, or do you like the corner pieces?
Oh, corner for sure.
Because you got all the icing on the corner.
Yeah, icing's definitely up there.
And you got some good news today. 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year. What does that mean to you and your team as well?
That means everything. I definitely couldn't do without my team and my defense. My dad, the pitch caller, he's with me every step, and he's one of the most reasons that I even got that. My team, Caroline Young, she makes me look even way better than I am, and my team always has my back and scoring the runs, so I owe it all to them.
What do you think about the way you guys are playing at this point in the season?
I think it's awesome. We never went out in a region like that. Our region games have always been kind of close, and this year I think we just came out and we hit really good, and they played awesome defense behind me.
And you played pretty well at that too. You had the 4 home runs and were really good on the mound. What was the key to your success personally, do you think?
Well, I just thought for each time that I went up to at bat, I had to help my team out. Sometimes I would get walked, and I thought, that's just one more thing. That's just me getting on base, and I knew they'd hit me in, and they did awesome at that.
Is it frustrating for you to get walked all the time?
Sometimes I want to hit, help my team out and have a chance to, but other times I'm just I'm on base, so it's just as well as the base hit. So
how would you describe the preparation leading up to this season for you and your team?
I'd say that we're playing pretty loose. Our practices aren't really intense, but we're getting a lot of stuff done, and I think that's helping us going into the games thinking that we're just playing loose and we have each other.
Do you have a favorite part or memory from a past state tournament or just your career in general?
I would say probably winning our first region was a big step for us, just because it's never been done before here, and I think we went down a state tournament the past few years and made a good run at it, and I think we've gotten really good experience from both of them, so I think that'll help us a lot this year.
Looking back on what you've sort of left here at East Carter, what will you remember about the legacy that you and your teammates had here?
Just remember how close we were, just because we've played together since the 5th grade. All of us have, so it's going to be hard separating, and I think we'll just all remember the good times that we've had at practice and even the bad times that we've had here. Just going to be happy enough to have them as my teammates.
Could you describe the relationship that you guys have together as a team?
We're all just one huge family. I would say that we're sisters, but it's just like a family because all the parents are really close. Our coaching staff has been about the same the whole time. So I mean, we're all just in it together.
Well, one of the things Madison and I were talking about was, when you guys went to Louisville, you had a crazy amount of fans. It seems like the fan support has always been there for you guys. How big is that for you to look up and see all the Navy and red in the stands cheering you guys on?
I mean, it's awesome. Our community has been there ever since I can even remember playing for them. They come to state tournament. Everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, I'll be down in Owensboro. And I mean, it just means a lot knowing that they're there and, they believe that we can, so we have to too. So our parents are always there.
Do you think it builds you guys up when you see that and to know that you have everyone rooting you on here in Grayson?
Yeah, I do. I mean, especially like other sports. Like you have a bunch of the coaches and the other kids that play the sports. They come and they enjoy watching. So I just think that helps us a lot on the field.
So it's not just the parents. You've got your classmates and stuff rooting you on too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How would you say you mentally prepare for a game?
Like I said before, I just try to be loose. Not to try to think too much about it, just play like you're playing a wiffle ball game in the backyard. I mean, I know it's a bigger game than that, just as far as getting too much in your head, not really letting the game control you.
And lots of Soldier Boy to pump you up.
Yeah, lots of that too.
In a past interview, you said that if you weren't playing softball, you would be a UFC cage fighter. Is that still true today? It's a couple years ago.
Yeah, I've gotten a little bit bigger and not more agile in that sense, but I'd say that'd be pretty fun. But softball, I'm pretty sure, kind of owns it right now.
Who would you go up against, if anyone?
Oh gosh, no one professional. They would definitely destroy me. But I don't know. If I was really good at it, I'd probably want to be with one of the best, probably like Ronda Rousey or something like that. But I don't see that happening anytime soon.
You think you could talk any of your teammates into going in the octagon with you?
I think I could talk them into it, but I don't think we'll do that.
And I know you've had your dad as a coach along the way in your career. Have you ever gone up against him as a pitcher? And if so, how many times have you struck him out?
No, not yet. I'd say that we always talk about it a lot. He'll probably just be like, well, I definitely could have hit that one 300 feet. I'll be like, oh yeah, I bet. So I'm sure that's going to happen probably this summer before I leave.
What does this team and community mean to you on a more serious note?
It just means everything. Like we talked about, the support. You'll drive through town and you'll see that our team broke the state record in wins. You'll just see stuff like that, from the banks, and that it just shows that they care and that we're just not doing it just not only for us but the community too.
What do you think you guys need to do to win the championship?
I just think we need to play like we have been. Like I said, loose. We scored all those runs on really good ball clubs. So I just think that if we keep doing that and keep playing our game, then I think we'll be fine.
I saw on Twitter earlier today you wishing a bunch of the other girls that had received Gatorade Player of the Year awards the best and congratulating them. Mm-hmm. Would you say pretty much every high school softball player?
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of them from travel ball, and I've played with most of those girls, so it just a few of them are even going to Alabama. So I just think that's awesome that they get the opportunity to, and I think that they deserve it all.
Anything else you want to say?
No, not really. Just thanks for everyone that supports us.
How exciting is this time of the year for you? It's got to be your favorite time of the year, right?
Yeah. Just softball season in general is exciting, and winning the region championship for the third year in a row, that just makes it even better.
You mentioned that region tournament. You guys were playing really good in that tournament as well. Do you think this is the best softball you guys have played all season?
Yeah, for sure. We want it to carry over. We've practiced on it. We've practiced everything that we could possibly practice. And we'll practice when we get down there to Owensboro. We'll probably keep doing the same practices we've been doing and hope it just comes out in the game like it has been the past 3.
Was there anything you guys did differently in the region tournament, or were you guys just all clicking?
Well, on the bus we danced. We danced a little bit on the bus. When we were stretching, we danced a little bit just to get loose. And then after we started dancing, we was like, okay, we're loose now. Let's just play a softball game. Let's have fun. And it showed. We weren't tied on the field or anything like that. We realized it's just a game.
Madison and Montana said there's a lot of Soldier Boy involved.
Oh yeah, Soldier Boy. We do it at the same time every time we dance, pretty much. Every time we stretch. It's in our line stretches. We stop, take a break, do a round of Soldier Boy, and then keep stretching all in one, just it flows together.
Coach Calhoun said he doesn't know the dance, so you guys have got to teach him before you graduate.
Yeah, well, He needs to know it. If he knew it, he would do it with us, for sure.
Probably take a lot of practice, though, to teach him. How tough has this season been for you guys, with the opponents that you guys have played? It's been a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah, we played harder teams. We played a harder schedule this year than we have in the past, and it's just prepared us a lot better for state tournament.
And you guys, this is the third year in a row, I believe, that you guys have played in state. How much has that experience come into play with this year?
Experience, So experience. The first year we learned we needed to win the first game. And then last year we learned we needed to win the first two because it puts you in a worse position if you just win the first one. Because you start out earlier the next day. So this year we know we need to win the first two games that puts us like midday Friday rather than at noon.
So you guys don't like playing in the morning?
Yeah. No. We'll play in the morning either way. Like if we win, we'll probably play at 9. But if we win the 9 o'clock game, we'll play like it in the middle of the day. So we have a break rather than playing back to back all day.
Have you approached the season any differently, being a senior now?
No. I'm a pretty superstitious person. I fix my hair the same way, same time, on the bus, before the game. I do everything the same. I wear my uniform the same. So, I do everything the same.
Are you the only superstitious person on the team, or do some of the other girls have some superstitions?
No,
as well?
I think everybody has their own superstition, but I'm bad. I don't know.
How would you describe the team chemistry and your relationship with your teammates?
Well, most of us have played together since we were in Little League. Abby and Montana, they came in 5th grade, and we played on a team together in 5th grade, and we won some kind of tournament, a fall ball tournament championship, I think. I don't know, one tournament. And since then, we've always played together. And sophomore year, we all started playing together again after the seniors graduated our freshman year, and it's just it just keeps rolling and keeps getting better and better.
Are you pretty confident that you're the fastest player on the team?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you ever race any of your teammates?
No.
No. Okay, nobody wants to race you is what it is.
I don't know. We just don't race.
Okay, I asked Madison this too. You can only eat one traditional ballpark food for the rest of your life. So like hot dogs, nachos.
The rest of my life?
Yeah. What would you pick and why? She said a pickle.
I would probably pick cheese sticks. Not cheese sticks. Cheese fries. I don't know why. I just like cheese fries, I guess. I don't know.
Who would you say is the goofiest player on the team?
I don't know that one either. We're all pretty goofy. We're all there to have fun. I don't know.
Do you have a funniest moment maybe over your career that kind of stands out to you?
Funny.
Sorry, that's probably the toughest question.
No, it's okay. I don't know. I can't think of one. I know I have one. I know I do, but I don't know what it is.
Madison said she put a spider in the scorebook one time.
Oh, yeah. It was in our scorekeeper's scorebook. She put it in there, and when she put it in there, he freaked out. It was funny.
Was it a real spider?
No, it was one of the little, we had a Halloween thing in our locker room, and it was just one of the, it was probably about that big. It's like one of the fake spiders, and they just sat it in there, and he picked it up and opened it, and it fell out. It was pretty funny.
But it looked real, right?
Yeah, it looked so real.
So this is more of a serious question. What does this community and team mean to you individually?
Our community supports us in everything. Every game, they're always there. We usually have the biggest crowd by a lot. They always triple other teams' crowds. And the team, we're always in it. We're in it together. We're not in it individually or anything like that. We're in it for the team, and we would do whatever it would take for the team to win.
Well, Coach, getting ready for the state tournament, what would you say your approach or mentality sort of is heading into state?
Just make sure the girls stay loose, and that's something, the first year we went down there, the girls was kind of tight, seemed like, we got down there in that first game, and you could just tell, the big lights got to them, and, that's something we really got better at last year. But this year, there's just a different feel with these girls, they're a lot loose than what they were, they're having a lot more fun. it seems like, and that's always a big key to make sure you don't want to go tight into a situation in the state tournament because there's a lot of state down there. There's a lot of good teams, so you got to make sure that you're ready for everybody you face down there.
How beneficial would you say it's been to get that tournament experience heading into this year?
Oh, I mean, it's been a great experience for the girls, to be able to go down there and see that quality of competition down there because, there's 15 other teams, down there that are extremely good. They've earned their right to be there for a reason. And, no matter what, you're going to get the team's best. And and you're always going to play good competition. So you just got to make sure you're mentally ready to go down and physically ready to go down and play.
I thought you guys played very well in the region tournament. Do you think you're maybe playing the best softball of the season at this point?
Absolutely. You've always kind of, the years past, we've always kind of struggled on the hitting side of things. We've won a lot of 1- and 2-run ball games. And this year, the girls have really come out. They're being more selective at the plate. They're not swinging the bad pitches. That's really helped us out a lot and getting runs and being able to produce behind Montana in our defense. They're hard enough to score against. So, if you can go out there and you produce runs, you're going to be hard to beat.
You guys have played a really tough schedule leading up to this tournament. How helpful has that been for you guys to prepare for state?
Oh yeah, that's one thing we want to do. We can't go out west every weekend. A lot of teams, or you would like to do that, but money wise, we're just not able to. And we was able to, be able to host a tri-state showcase there, and got to host Wolford County, Louisville Butler, and Holy Cross here. 3 excellent ball teams. It was all good ball games, and then got to see Warren East there at the end of the year. Louisville was an excellent game for us, and then we've had some tight ball games here in the region for us, and a couple games there in the 15th region against Johnson Central. So we've had a lot of good ball games to get ready for this part of the season.
You guys got some big news today. I'm sure you've been asked plenty of times about Montana, but 3 straight Gatorade Player of the Year awards. I mean, how big is that?
Just unbelievable. You don't get that a lot around here. I think Megan Hensley from Ashland's probably the only other girl I can remember that has done that in this region. So I mean, it's just unbelievable honor for her. Well deserved. I mean, the kid works extremely hard. Probably the hardest worker I've ever had in this program. She's here for practice 2 hours a day. She may be here early for 2 hours before that and an hour after that working on hitting. So just an outstanding job by her, and she deserves everything she gets.
You've seen a lot of her over the past few years. Is there anything she does that surprises you at this point?
No, not really. I mean, I tell you, she's outstanding at everything she does. And everybody she's really known for her pitching, but she's one of the best hitters around. Also, she's a very scary hitter to get up, especially if you got runners in scoring position. If she gets up, we saw that at region tournament where teams couldn't walk her, and she made them pay. So, and that's she does everything extremely well.
What do you think you guys need to do as a team to win the championship?
First thing, we got to make sure we have good pitching and good defense. That's going to win a lot of ball games down there. And the same thing we've been doing offensively, over the course of the last month. We got to make sure that we're swinging at good pitches. We're having good quality at bats. And, when we get those chances to get runners on, we got to make sure we get them in.
How would you describe this team on and off the field? They seem very loose, as you said before.
Just very united. They're all friends. On and off the field. They have a good time. They'll be dancing and stuff. They'll have to take a speaker out in the outfield with them and dancing there just before the game and stuff. Which I'm not getting involved in that, but they have a good time with it. And that's the biggest part. We want to. The key. Everybody talks about. You want to come out here and win as many ball games as possible, but you got to make sure the girls are having a good time. If they're having a good time, they're going to win games and they're going to have fun doing it.
How do you think that translates onto the field, those relationships and friendships that they have?
Oh, I think it does wonders. I mean, they communicate well anytime on defense. We know where we're going with the ball. The girls are always, somebody makes a big play or makes a big hit, they're always out of the first ones out of the dugout. And, the best ones are they have the home run celebrations because you never know what the girls are going to do down there on those. So, it's just a fun experience for all of them.
Is the approach different for you as a coach, knowing you have so many seniors this season and last go around to state for them?
It's a little bit different. When you have the younger teams, you got to do quite a bit of coaching. You got to do, and you still got to do coaching with the older group. But it's kind of when they get to this point, we've had so many of these girls have started over the course of the last 3 years. They kind of know the routine. They know the situations you're going to get in, what you got to do, and you can only go over them so much. So it's definitely a little bit, and it gives you a little bit more time to work with them younger girls. That's going to be stepping into those roles next year.
What's it been like watching this group of seniors grow up as a coach?
Just unbelievable. You could tell, when these girls came in, 4 or 5 of them came in there as sixth graders and the rest came in as seventh. You could just tell there was something different about this group, just the way they played. And, all of them was on travel ball teams. And that goes to the quality of how good they are. And and you could just tell as they grew every year, they started taking rows away from older girls, that they was working so hard to take that they earned. So just an outstanding job by them. And, it was well deserved by all of them.
This might be tough for you, but how much does this team and community mean to you as a coach for the sport and everything?
Just unbelievable. I've coached football there for about 15 years up at the high school and the middle school here, and I've done baseball with Jeremiah there for 2 or 3 years with the JV team, and it just I kind of took into this a couple of years there with my brother there. First started Luther Jarvis when he took over after Tim, and I didn't know really. He kind of talked me into it. I was a big baseball guy. I played baseball at East Carter, so I didn't really know what I was getting into. But the more I was here, and around, the support here for this program and the families and the girls, you kind of really invest a lot into it, and it kind of grows on you, and that's something that's why I told somebody the other day. They wanted to know how many more years I was a coach. I was like, they're probably gonna have to kick me out of here before I leave. So it's just very enjoyable to work and be able to be around these girls every day.
You mentioned coaching football. Do you bring the same intensity to softball practice as you did to football, or do you tone it down a little bit?
No, I turned it down a little bit. I've been known to get on the boys a little bit harder on the football field than I have the girls. But it's just different. It's two different types of athletes when you talk about boys and girls. The boys you can get on a little bit more than you can the girls, but that's just part of it. I wouldn't trade these girls and this team for anything.
Do you have any motivational tools that you use, or are the girls pretty self-motivating?
The girls are pretty self-motivated. They get amped up for these big-time games, and that's what I like about this group. A lot of times you have to do kind of a rally cry. In years past, where you've had to try to get the girls. Hey, these are big ball games. We got to make sure we're ready. Now they know this. That. And they know here going into this week that every game we play is going to be a tough ball game, and they know they got to be ready to be able to give the 100 everything they got for every ball game we play.
They told me a lot about the pregame soundtrack. They said a lot of Soulja Boy. Are you a Soulja Boy fan personally?
I've heard the song plenty, but I don't know if I understand any of the words to it. But as long as they're having a good time, I don't care what they play up there. Even we got Coach Mike Sammons. They got him on the soundtrack up there singing the song that he wrote years ago. But it's good entertainment. As long that's all it's all about. It's making sure the kids have a good time playing this sport. Make sure they learn to work together. As teammates, because that's what they're going to do in the future. When they go off to college, we got a lot of girls playing college ball. They're going to have to, learn to adjust to different girls, and different types of, because college softball is going to be a lot tougher than high school is. So just different things to adjust to.
So you don't know the Soulja Boy dance then?
No, I can't say that I do now.